And we have lag. I have to. Okay, it sounds like the sound is good, hopefully. Um, I have to go back over here to chat. Hey, Luna, how you doing? Yeah, so in the last live stream, the computer went to the default mic, and I forgot to check. So, yeah. So this one, I checked this time, did all the things this time. I had a busy morning. It was like as soon as Maki and baby girl left out, all hell broke loose. Hey James, I'm gonna have a live stream pertaining to one of your comments, either later today or tomorrow. So thank you ahead of time. You're doing good out at a pub right now. Right on. I hope you're having fun. Oh, you guys are probably seeing smoke from my incense. Sorry about that. You might be seeing that. This incense is gorgeous. Okay, so a little bit of house cleaning. I did not live stream yesterday, and at first I panicked. I forgot it was Sunday. Yesterday was my birthday, though, so I didn't do a damn thing yesterday. Besides get the cutest birthday presents ever in the known universe. My youngest was so cute yesterday. So sweet. And we did Maki and I did a thank you, Luna. We had a Underworld marathon. We watched all the Underworld movies. I hadn't seen the last one, so that was cool. And I still have an anime series, like 3-part series or something that I haven't seen yet either. Hope is not Champa. True, very true. This is Indian musk. I ran out of Nag Champa, unfortunately, because I love Nag Champa. It's weird. I'm 51. Okay. I look in the mirror and I'm like, where? I don't see it. It's okay. It's cool. It's fine. It's fine. Blood Wars. Yeah, I hadn't seen that one yet. The one with Laura Olivier. I don't know who that is. I'm not sure. A lot of actors and actresses, I don't know their names. They just kind of blur together, especially when you've worked in high-end private security and you've worked with celebrities. Well, I'm just like, I don't know. Like, where am I going today? What is happening? Luna, Lord. Okay. All right. So as you know, just oh my God, the smoke is just coming right over to me. All right, go that way. Okay, I have to move this because it's going right in my eyeballs. Just 1 second, yeah. Ah, don't fall. Oh, fire. Okay, that incense was going right in my face, dude. No. Okay, so this morning I woke up to all kinds of messages of people sending me clips of other content creators on here saying that the situation with Aaron Smith Levin, Jenna Miscavige, and Lindsay is drama. Hold on 1 second. I have a speech impediment, so I'm just gonna want y'all to understand what I'm saying. And I want to be very concise. Hey Robin, how you doing? We're still gonna do that live stream that I promised you. I'm just doing stuff. Okay, so this is what they were calling it, drama. Abuse is never drama. It is trauma. I just want that to sink in for a second, okay? I don't know who those other content creators are. I have no beef with them. I do have beef with downplay trauma with a T, downplaying trauma, which is a direct result of abuse. Okay? I have a problem with downplaying trauma to drama with a D. That is victim shaming, victim blaming, dismissive, invalidating, and harmful to the people who endured the abuse. If you want me to unsubscribe from you and block you and just never listen to anything you have to say because it's all invalid straight out the gate with me, call this kind of behavior that has been alleged drama with a D, and we're done. That's it. You're not trauma informed, and you're not looking at the reality of abuse. Just saying. I agree 1000% with you, Robin. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. So, yesterday morning, so many of my subscribers and followers are colleagues and coworkers of mine and or clients of mine. Some of them, right? And one of my former colleagues saw the live stream, my last live stream, where I was talking about Aaron and that behavior. And she was intrigued, and she went and looked up some videos. And saw a video from Lindsay and was immediately disturbed and also surprised, and messaged me, sent me a link to that video, and was like, you need to see this, and you need to do a live stream on this. You need to talk about this. This is a very important video. The link to that is in the description, that video. It is very rare, from the viewpoint of a victim's advocate, it's very rare to see a video where someone is talking about the abuse they endured when they're fresh out of it, and you can see the emotional response that they're having to what they experienced. And you can see they're kind of at the beginning stages of processing what they experienced. That's very rare. Another thing I need to address, there were people who were saying, why did I title that live stream allegedly? For my own safety. That's why. When things have not been through a court of law and they have not been examined in that way, charges pressed, this country doesn't view coercive control and certain types of abuse as abuse and doesn't take that seriously as a criminal charge. And apparently, I'm now finding out, because here's what happened. My coworker wanted me to blind react to Lindsay's live stream, and she doesn't really on YouTube all that much, so she doesn't understand how we do things here. And I had to explain to her that we don't typically do that, and I very rarely share videos on here to react to and to give my thoughts to. It's pretty rare for me to do that. So me and her both called other people that we have worked with, other colleagues, and we had this morning we had a Zoom call and we hashed them, and everyone agreed that there should not be a blind reaction. do this because they weren't sure how I was going to handle it because it might have triggered me. Because she was describing certain things that I have experienced myself. And also, I don't want to, my goal here is not to trigger anyone. So I don't want anyone else to be triggered or to have secondary trauma from viewing what she experienced without first giving you some guidance. So at the very top of this, we're going to talk about triggering your positive senses before we get into my personal synopsis of this video. Hold on, I have notes. This is going to be partially scripted once we get to a certain point. So first off, trigger your positive senses. If you are triggered, you can kind of help yourself with that. This is ice water. Drink water. Hydrate. That's why my logo says hydrate. Okay. Speaking of hydrate, I also have a soda, not sponsored. Hey, call me. And I have my coffee, my obligatory coffee. That's taste. That's hydration and taste. All right. Also, this shirt, the texture of it is warm, comforting, it's comfortable. Every time I see it on the camera, on the screen, I see this with all the pretty colors, and I love this. I think this is one of the best blankets I ever made. I love it. I also love this, and this is doused in all of this good stuff. I've got this beauty here, which pairs amazing with her sibling. Twins, not identical. So I have those two. Sorry if that's loud in your ears. And also I have a little bit of these two. This is frankincense and amber, two of my favorite ones right there. So I can my positive senses. Okay. When you're talking about things that are inherently in their nature traumatic, that can bring up things you experienced in the past, and your mind automatically goes back to it. When that happens, tell yourself, I'm not there. I'm not then. I'm here. I'm now. And just say that to yourself a few times. And then, what is the date? What is the year? What is your name? Who's your favorite musician and what's the most recent album they put out or song they put out? Another way to trigger a positive senses, music. Your most favorite comfortable, comfy space music. If I could, I would play music right now for y'all. Like besides the stuff that I have. Because I have a long list of I think I have like 10 playlists of safe music for that reason. So, okay, trigger your positive senses. This was a hard video for me to get through. I had to take breaks at points because I've been there. I did not know that all of that was going down while I was subscribed to Aaron and watching his content. I had no idea about any of this stuff, unfortunately, because I would not have been subscribed. I would not have been watching his content. It goes to show you that certain types of people can fool anyone, including a victim's advocate who has the education and the training and the certifications and the work experience and all the things, and still be fooled. So then if I have all that experience, training, education, certifications, everything, all of it, imagine what someone who does not have all of that in their belt is up against. Think about that for a second. This is why I will keep on saying, this is not drama. This is trauma. And as a society and a culture, we need to stop conflating the two. We need to stop comparing the two and being extraordinarily disrespectful to a possible victim or many. And oh, it's just drama. Must be nice to feel that way because I cannot relate. Okay, I'm going to look at the chat real quick and then we're going to dive into this, okay? And if you're here watching, please boost it in the algorithm. This is not just about Aaron and the alleged people who have been harmed. This is also about other people out there who, millions of people across the world, billions of people have experienced this, okay? Okay, so, yeah, yep. Yes, you are correct. Innocent until proven guilty, yes. I mean, but when it's multiple people coming forward, once could be a mistake, could be a miscommunication. Twice is, okay, could be a coincidence. 3, 4, 5, how many ever people? That's a pattern. That's a pattern of behavior. Yeah. Suck it up. That just the trauma worse. That compounds. It makes it stack, and that's when PTSD comes up. It can take years. Oh my God, I still have trigger responses. Things I was like, I didn't even know that was a trigger. I had no idea. And then you have people who are, well, if it's my trigger, then it's my. No, we can still be conscious and aware of other people's, some triggers for people. We can still have compassion. We yeah. Hey, Colorado Mountain. Hello, how you doing? You're having trouble hearing me in parts. Is anyone else having a problem hearing me? Because we're going to talk about some serious things, and I really don't want there to be a sound problem. Otherwise, hello. Testing. Can anyone else hear me? Oh, Robin, that is so wrong. That is abuse. That's SA. Straight up, that's SA. I'm so sorry, baby. Yeah. I think the sound sounds good to me. If the sound does not sound good to you, you may have to jump out and then come back. Sometime. I'm doing everything I can to get the sound to work right. That right there. He is charming. He's very gregarious, and see, that can be a thing. Sometimes when people are really charming, I'm like side eye, like I have to wonder. Yep. Yes, indeed. Hello, Selena. How you doing? Good to have you here. Welcome. Also, I forgot, please in the chat, and if you're on the replay crew, in the comments, no hate, no victim blaming, victim shaming, shame shifting, or blame shifting. Let's go through this with compassion and care. Audio is buggy for me. I don't know what I can do to fix it at this point. I'm wondering if maybe a cord is being pulled in a bad way. Let me know if that's better. Because once we get into this, I'm going to be not able to look at the chat as much. Okay. It's going up and down. That's weird. When Maki gets home, I'll have him look at this. I'm not sure how to fix it. Audio interface, or is it prone directly into... I think it's right in the computer. Get off of there. Jesus. Okay, let's see if that helps. Maybe. Okay, give me 1 second to... Maybe that'll be better. I'm like talking directly in to the mic. Hopefully. Okay, is this gonna be better? People need to be deprogrammed from cults. The same goes for when they've been in an abusive relationship. They need deprogramming from the trauma they experienced at the hands of the abuser. Yeah. That's kind of what it feels like when you... Audio interface. Okay, I might have to look into that. So then there's really nothing I can do to fix it right now. I'll look into it. Maybe that'll be like what I request for my birthday. From I'm not sure who. Okay. Please bear with the sound. I have been trying to fix that. That right there. Listen, gaslighting and Darvo and all that, it takes time to recover from that. It really does. Okay. So this is partially scripted. Remember, we have, rules on how we're going to talk about this and in the comments. Please, for the love of everything holy, no victim shaming, victim blaming, blame shifting, no excusing this as drama when it is in fact trauma. Okay. In this live stream, Lindsay described just about every abuse tactic in the book being utilized against her. And I have to apologize interjection. I have to apologize. I'm not going to be able to look at the chat because it will distract me. Y'all know I will engage with the chat. Please talk amongst yourselves. It does actually help with the algorithm also. Somebody else out there right now is in a confusing situation and might need this information. Okay. So she described just about every abuse tactic in the book being utilized against her. She said that Aaron allegedly in Minecraft with enders and vampires made her promise not to tell anyone about their relationship at all, and that she was kept as a secret, hidden in the dark. That's gonna hurt anyone, just about, unless like it's two people engaged in an affair or something like that, and they will both want everything kept secret. But here's the thing: abuse thrives in the darkness. Abuse thrives in silence. So if you're quiet about what is happening and you're being abused, of course that abuser is not going to want you to tell anyone, because they're not going to want people to know the reality of themselves, because they almost always have a very positive public face. They don't want people to know the how they are behind closed doors in private. That's just standard across the board. This is textbook stuff I'm saying here. Okay? I'm going to wait for this until toward the end, because that is, I need a minute myself to even go there. Okay. She expressed that he would twist and flip what she was saying, her words and what she said, and that it sounded like what she was saying, it sounded like he was trying to control what she did and didn't say, what she did and didn't do. He got angry, according to her, allegedly in Minecraft. He got angry when she didn't want to an open relationship, and that he talked bad to his wife in front of her. And for some reason, she thought that meant that they had an open relationship. I've known people who have open relationships or polycules, and they don't talk bad to their significant other like that. Like that's treating a significant other bad is not an indicator of if there is or is not an open relationship or a polyam situation. Just FYI. Then she expressed a huge fear of him weaponizing his fan base. But on this one, I'm going to go ahead and say that there's more than that going on with the fan base. How many people can you think of who use their fan base as a means of finding intimate partners? I can think of 50 right off the top of my head. Be that either like one night stands or actual underage minor victims. Davi Vanity, thank you, Luna. Davi Vanity does that. There are a whole bunch of them who do this. They use their fan base as a weapon against people that they have picked out of their fan base and have victimized. So they'll victimize people in their fan base and then use their fan base to continue to victimize that fan base. That's abuse by proxy. Using your fan base as a weapon is abuse by proxy. And also that is using your fan base as fleas and flying monkeys. So if you're friends with Aaron and you think that you are doing him a solid by going after anyone who speaks out about his behavior, ask yourself, are you being used as a flea or a flying monkey? Are you being asked, or not even asked? A lot of the time they don't ask. They do the sympathy ploy. They throw down the sympathy card. Oh, woe is me. I mean, I might have been mean, but I'll change. I understand that I was wrong. I'll never do it again, I promise, I swear. I just need y'all to help me to be better and do better and help guide me to be a better person. Anyone who survived narc abuse has heard that so many times. Okay, but they'll use that on, and really it's against people who are friends, family, coworkers, fan base, anyone and everyone, right? To then hoover those people up and use them as fleas and flying monkeys. To then go attack anyone who speaks out about it, the victims who speak out about it, anyone that person doesn't like. So just understand, you can be friends with someone who's doing these things without engaging in the further abuse and harm to anyone, especially that person if they're, when they're coming out saying, this person harmed me. Don't engage in that, because then you're part of the abuse. You're part of the problem. You're co-signing that, and you're helping with that, and you could be wrong. The person you stand, or the person who is your friend, or the person who has ingratiated themselves in, with you, could actually be the person who is causing the harm. There's one thing you're never going to see me do is be like, hey, I need you to go attack that person. Unless it's Davi Vanity. I don't know that scumbag. I don't want to. That dude does not want to be in the same room with me because of what he has done to people. So think about it. If you're part of a fan base, that person you are standing and fanning over could be a not great person, and you could be wrong. Just think about it, okay? That's a big one, and I think as a society overall across the world, we really need to start thinking about that, because if you don't actually know that person, they don't know you. They don't care about you. They might just be using you as a weapon, and that's it. And they're not going to pick you. And if they do, it might be a really bad thing for you, like real bad. Okay. Throughout the video, she was in that fresh out stage where you're second guessing yourself, self-doubting. You have, if any, minimal self-respect, respect for yourself, because that gets beat down, along with your self-confidence, self-strength, self-love. All of that gets beat down, way down, to where you can't even, quite often, victims of abuse can't even look at themselves in the mirror fully. It took me probably 2 years before I could look at my whole face in a mirror. Just because, your every aspect of yourself is picked apart and put down. And that has a definite effect on your mental health. She also many times expressed feeling isolated because she couldn't talk to anybody about what was going on. And if she did, they would say, well, why are you still with him? It's never easy to get out of a situationship like that. Ever. Even if you don't live with the person, it's still hard. It's still difficult. So if you have a friend or a loved one, or someone who's in a situation like this, don't tell them just leave or just get out, or just don't mess with that person anymore. Don't do that. That's not what they need. All that does is make them feel even worse. Because then they feel like they can't go to you and talk with you. And quite literally, you could be You could word things in a way and do things in a way that is way more positive and empowering to that individual. And that's what they need, to be empowered. If you don't know what to say, tell them to contact the National DV Hotline. Show them how to. Show them the website. And let them contact the National DV Hotline on your phone, on your device, because that victim might have spyware on their device that they don't even know about. File that away in your mind, what I just said. If you have someone who's dealing with DV and they come to you and they tell you, that means they trust you. That's huge. Because in a DV situation, you become hyper vigilant. You don't know who you can trust. And in many respects, you hate yourself. So on your device, show them the National DV Hotline or rain.org, RAINN.org, and let them contact the National DV Hotline or RAIN on your device for their safety. Especially if they're living with the abuser, or that abuser has full and free and easy access to that victim. Okay, so Lindsay expressed that he said to her, and she said this in the other video that I watched, that he's never loved anyone and he's in a loveless marriage. He's telling her this. She's an intimate partner who is into him. That's why she's around him, because she's into him and she cares about him. She thinks it's going to go somewhere in a real relationship. She doesn't sound like the type of person who does a lot of casual situationships. So, yeah, I did. We will get to that toward the end. We'll talk about that. Okay. This one is disturbing. This bit right here is disturbing. This right here, trigger warning. Allegedly, I'm saying this in such a way for myself. Please understand. Allegedly, he would drive by her house and or stop at her house. And also he would chase other men away from her. And he would get aggressive and violent. That's a red flag. That is all of that. Each individual thing is a red flag. I say that and then I realize it's not just a red flag. That is a huge building that is red. The whole thing is red. Okay? If he doesn't want to be in a committed relationship with her, then why is it? And also at the same time, if he wants to play the field and be sleeping around with other people, why is he worried about what she's doing? Sleeping with other people. If he is so, I don't love you, this is just cash, I'm not committed to you, we're not in a committed relationship, and I want you just kept in the dark, kept secret, nobody knows about you, then why is he so bothered by her seeing other people? If it's an open relationship, dude, for you, then it should also be an open relationship for her, all of them. So what, dude? It's only an open relationship for one person, and that's you? That's abuse. That is straight up abuse. Allegedly, in Minecraft, with hunters and vampires and zombies, oh my. She also said that he got physically abusive. Allegedly. But when you pair that with the yelling, screaming, all of the demands, one-sided demands. I don't know what the timeline is of when all of this happened, but usually, not always, but usually this happens like in an escalation. It starts off here, and then it escalates, getting worse. Not always though, but um, she expressed that she felt like she was always walking on eggshells. She was scared and anxious, had anxiety, and serious depression, relapsed at one point. Goddamn, dude. Really? Allegedly. God, that is really gross. You know that you're being intimate with somebody who's in recovery and do things that you have to know are gonna possibly trigger. Recovery is not easy to begin with, and if you're not at the level where you can be supportive in that way, get the fuck out, dude. Get the fuck out. What is wrong with you? That is extremely irresponsible to do to anyone. Personally, if I were to get into a relationship with somebody in recovery, one, they'd be safe with me because I don't drink and I'm really vanilla in certain ways. So, but I would also be encouraging that recovery and being supportive. That's a responsibility. So if you went into this knowing she was in recovery and, you know, oh God. Okay, now this next, oh boy, this next thing. This next thing, I had to pause the video. I had to walk away. I was glad that one of my colleagues was there. This was rough. Before we get to this, everyone hydrate. We are hydrating. I'm gonna hang out with chat for a second. Because it's hard. Trigger warning. And I'll do another trigger warning when we get into talking about this. Oh my God, I'm way behind. Hold on. Okay, let me see. Oh, got my glasses. I was wondering where my glasses were. They were on my head. Oh boy. This right here bothers me. And we're gonna get to that. Please remind me once I get done with this bit, because I will need to be reminded. Yeah. A viper may shed its skin, but it can never change its pattern. Abso-friggin-tootly. Russell Brand. I think he might be starting a cult or something. That dude, what the actual... He's way off the hook. Yeah. Yeah, well, I think that's part of your comments here. I think that's part... I mean, let's face it, they tell the people inside Scientology that the psychs are bad, the psychs are bad, right? Well, those are the psychologists, psychiatrists, therapists, all of that are the very people who could help people coming out of Scientology, so you're set up to fail. That's an abuse tactic. You're set up to fail by the group as a means of power, control, and dominance. That right there. For any victims who are out there, if you know one, make sure we'll always be there, no matter what. If they are forced to disconnect, let them know that if they decide they're done, My friends know, just text me tomorrow. Just say tomorrow. And dude, I'm there. Okay, immediately. I will be getting things ready. Right? Um, yeah, that's another thing I saw this morning was my grinder. And we'll talk about that toward the end. This right here, please don't. That is victim blaming and victim shaming. You may not be trying to be anything, but when you're in it, man, at first it's hard to see that you're in it because the gaslighting, the Darvo, the manipulation, the projection, all of it is designed to make you feel like you're crazy when you're in it. He said he was in an open relationship, right? This is victim blaming. We don't do that here. Absolutely. If you want to continue doing that, you'll be blocked. We don't allow that here. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I'm finding out. That's really messed up. To friends too, like intimate partners, well, not really partners, intimate people he's using, it seems like, allegedly, and also friends. And it seems like women. So I don't know if he's done this with men. If he has, if you're a man, you're out there, you've been treated this way. Anyone, if you've been treated this way, you can contact me. I'm over on Blue Sky, same name, easy to find. It's easier for me to get communications over there than here because the comments here are kind of weird sometimes. Robin, wow. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, talking smack about a victim of abuse because the guy in the situation is a womanizer and she should have known better. Absolutely not. Because Jazzmaster, if you're still here, listen up. Listen up. Because in that video, she talks about trigger warning. Please do self-care if this hits you hard. It hit me hard. I had a different situation, but it involved pregnancy loss. This trigger warning, pregnancy loss. Apparently, Aaron allegedly, in Minecraft, told Lindsay, quote, "I do not consent to you having a child. You'll raise it alone if you have it," end quote. Because she got pregnant. Here's where the rage comes. He also did not give her comfort or care after ending the pregnancy, which she needed it. Didn't care that she felt any kind of way about it. That is indicative of a man who does not care at all about the person he is being sexually intimate with. He's gonna, have the fun. Have the goddamn fun, dude. Have the fun and sling your dick around all over the place. Either keep it in your pants Wrap it up or get a vasectomy and be fucking responsible with your swimmers. Or don't. Wait, that shit right there pissed me off so bad, dude. Going through ending a pregnancy is not, oh, la-di-da, I'll just go to the clinic and I'll just be fine immediately after. No, there's recovery from that. And I'm so sick of people who do not understand what that's like. Yes, I have lost a pregnancy. And for me, it was slightly different, though. I had complications. Guess what? You bleed a lot after. You're bleeding afterward. And you have to heal. You have recovery time. It's not some small little, whatever thing. How about I kick you so hard in the kidneys and the dick and the testes that you're bleeding while you pee? How about that? Consent to sex does not mean consent to a pregnancy. True. But you can at least be compassionate and have a compassionate conversation about it. You can at least be responsible and get a vasectomy if you're going to be having sex all over the place, all over hell and back. And you don't want a bunch of kiddos running around. Because she can't get pregnant without your swimmers getting involved. Use condoms. Or just keep it in your damn pants. If you don't like her that much that you will be that brutal, then don't have sex with her. What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you 15? Dudes who do this, I'm like, are you like, what, 14, 15 years old mentally? Like, what the fuck? Did no one teach you, like, sex ed? Did no one have a conversation with you about how to be a fucking human? Because guess what? Women are human beings. Women are human beings. And ending a pregnancy for most women is not a small thing. That is, but then now we have to compare Scientology and this. What Aaron did there. One, that's abuse. That is straight up abusive. But then two, Scientology was forcing women to end pregnancies, whether they wanted to or not. It didn't even matter what they wanted. Because control, power, and dominance. When you see someone like this, it clearly shows and demonstrates that you don't care about that person at all. You're just using them for sex. And also, you're using them as your personal punching bag. You may not be physically punching them, but that's emotional, psychological, reproductive. That also would fall under medical trauma. Now, she didn't go too much into it, so I don't know if it sounded to me, the way she was talking about it, like there was coercion involved. Which is abuse. That's abuse. Like it or not, that is abuse. God damn, dude. That is also sexist, misogynistic, and disgusting. And that's ugly. That's gross. That is so unattractive. So unattractive. Okay. You know, when you put the panini in the vajayjay, you know there's a possibility that there could be a baby that comes from it. Be a fucking grown-up. Be an adult. Wrap it up. Or get a vasectomy. Didn't he go to public school, though, at one point? Like, he's an adult now. He can educate himself. There's no excuse now. There is no fucking excuse now for that shit. I just saw that one. I mean, Google is free. Cell phones are mini supercomputers, you know? Like, I have an iPad right here, I have a cell phone, and I have a PC. It is not hard to learn how to be a responsible human being and a responsible sexual partner. And guess what? You don't have to be a douche canoe to someone just because you're looking down on them because they're not perfect or, they're in recovery. They're just the J word anyway. I don't like that word, the J word. I don't use that. So you're dehumanizing that person. You're dehumanizing her. You're objectifying her, using her as a prop and a sex toy. Go get yourself a living doll and leave women alone if that's how you're going to treat women. I got this. I am so sorry that I was ever subscribed to him. I engaged in his live streams. There was, when I got the first letter from Scientology, the first thing, I think I might have gone to one of his live streams, and I think the beautiful woman from Hawaii, I forget her name now, I went to her live stream because I panicked for a minute. I was scared. Not really scared, but like freaked out because I have a child, and I don't ever want them here. Anywhere near my child, okay? Or children. I don't want them around my family. Absolutely not, okay? And I was asking for help, and because I didn't know who else to go to, right? I didn't know. I was stunned, is what. Oh, really? Okay, I mean, let's look at this. So he's seeing apparently all kinds of women at the same time, many of them at the same time. Then there's something about going out of country with SWs and all this. I'm like, dude, damn, you're 15. I don't know how old he is. Does anyone know how old he is? Not that it really matters. He's a grown man, but it might speak to, not always, but a lot of the time with people who engage in this kind of behavior, it's a pattern from teen years usually onward. A lot of the time they don't change. But sometimes you can have situations where they have the whole midlife crisis, whatever. That does happen too. So that's why I'm asking about his age. 42. Oh, he's a youngin. He's a youngin. I mean, he's not a baby, but Natalie. Yes, I like her content. Yeah, she was on that what do they call it? There's a name for it. I forget because I was never in. The place where they were forcing children to do all kinds of hard labor. Like she was, I can't even imagine my 7-year-old being in that. I would burn everything down. It would, absolutely not. And then for him to treat her the way he treated her. Okay. Yeah, she's in those 2 videos that Jenna put up, you can see someone told me that she took those 2 videos down. I hope she puts them back up because they're more valuable than she realizes. Both Lindsay's videos and Jenna's videos are important because you're seeing in real time that stunned, staring off into space. Is this really happening? I cannot believe this is happening. What is really happening? Really? Like, I've been there. And I had people tell me, "You'll just stare off into space, like, you can't even believe this is the world." Those videos are really important. This video from Lindsay, you see her she's not it's not freaking out. It is stress, trauma. You're seeing trauma responses. You're seeing all of the gambit of the emotions that you go through, and you see that in Jenna's videos too. But Jenna has it more she's still in that stunned phase. Those the videos from Jenna, if she took them down, I hope she puts them back up because they're really important. Just for her and what she's experiencing and what happened with Aaron, but what victims go through. People think you leave and that's it, you're done. You just walk away and everything's fine. No, baby. Absolutely not. It takes years sometimes to recover and heal. I don't know. I'm not even going to speculate. I can't answer that question. He wouldn't have any grounds to sue because she's talking about her lived experiences. What's he going to sue her on? She could then countersue or do, depending on what state she's in, do a anti-slap. I'm an ex-sheriff's deputy who worked in criminal courts and an ex-victims advocate who has been in civil court, family court, criminal court. Ask me how I know. So he can threaten and try to use intimidation tactics to control what he does. But if she needs help, if he has threatened her and she needs help, I will help every bit I can within my means. Absolutely. Or she can reach out to a local victims advocate group. It doesn't matter if they were living together or not. She can speak with the National DV hotline. It doesn't matter if you've lived with him or not, or her, or they. It doesn't matter if you lived with them or not. If you were in an intimate relationship, even if you thought you were in an intimate relationship, but they decided you were not and they just didn't tell you, right? That's still abuse. And the National DV hotline will help you through that. We'll help you find resources for therapy, support groups, help you find a legal aid local to you, all kinds of stuff. They are amazing. They're heroes, sheroes usually, and I love them. I hope she puts them back up because they show you. When I saw her videos, I was like, oh my God. I know. She's doing that. I've been there. Anyone who's dealt with this has been there. Defamation. You have to prove that she's lying. That can open a whole big can of worms in that discovery, baby. I mean, he could try. Go ahead. because then those records would probably be public. Go ahead. Yes, threatening to sue is toxic. That's a tactic. Yeah, that's abuse. That's force of control. Oh, okay. See, a lot of the personal background stuff, I don't know. I only found out about Tinder this morning because Tori Magoo had a video talking about it. So when I was a kid, we would drive by what they call Gold Base, and my parents told me from an early age that Scientology, that's a dangerous cult, stay away. Growing up in California, in a nutshell. Yeah, the very first time I was out in California, my boss looked at me and was like, "You told me your grandpa had a cult talk with you, right? What did he tell you?" And we're standing right across from that big blue monstrosity of a building, and I was like, "Well, uh, stay away from that place." Was part of it. Um, yeah, that's Gold Base. Okay. Hellhole is what it sounds like to me, allegedly in Minecraft. I don't know. Um, you were a fan of Jenna's work before Aaron came about. Scientology tried to recruit your sister when she was a minor? Bold. That's like, they were like, God, this was so long ago. I was in my mid-teens. There were like 2 or 3 people in these, like, the guy was in a suit, but it was like really sloppy, and the woman was in like a suit dress, and then there was another woman in a pantsuit, and they were just really, it was like they were trying to be put together, but they were really frumpy. I don't know how else to describe it. And they seemed worried, and they were talking about books. It's all kind of a blur because I was very deep in in grief. So a family member of mine had passed away, and I was at their significant other's house, and I was outside in the front yard. I just got done talking with the neighbor, and these people walk up. They could get out of this old junk car, really, and they come up, and I was like, "Who the fuck?" Like, kind of, I was ready to fight. My instincts were immediately up, right? And, "Okay, James, it was good seeing you. Um, I hope you have a good day." So although I wasn't acknowledging that my instincts were up, right? I was like, "Who are these people?" 3 people, like, marching up, and they're like, "We need to talk to so and so. Is so and so here? Is this," and I'm like, "I don't know you. Why are you walking up to this house?" And they were like, "Well, we heard that so and so passed away," and I was like, "Yes. Were you friends with this person? No. Then why are you here?" And they were like, "Well, we've got these books that might help with whatever," and I was like, "If you don't leave, I'm gonna hurt you." And I went off. I cussed so hard. And the neighbor I was speaking with came out, the next door neighbor. And then there were people, it was a thing. And they all like took off. They jumped in their car and took off. And it was like, what the hell? And they gave me a pamphlet and it said Scientology on it. I don't know if they normally do that, but I like tore it up into little tiny pieces and I was like, "Ugh." So yeah, I do not like Scientology. I have not liked them since then. Jehovah's Witnesses, man, almost feel bad for them when they come to my house because I have fun. They had a booth downtown Denver that offered a stress test and sold books and got mailing info and stuff. She'd never heard of them, had no idea. Oh my God, she bought books for them. Yeah. No kids in Scientology. Hello, how you doing? Thank you so much for talking out on this issue. So many in the community have been scared into straddling the fence and taking a stand against abuse. Yeah, yeah. And so I was sent a whole bunch of clips from several people of content creators who were saying that this whole thing with Aaron is just drama. And I said this at the beginning of the video, but I'm going to say it again. This is not drama. This is trauma. Abuse is never drama. Abuse is trauma with a T. Abuse is traumatic. If you downplay abuse as just being drama, then you're part of the problem. And abusive people only have power when people give them that power. Don't obey in advance. Don't be like, well, I don't know. It could be he said, she said, and I mean, blah, 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 blah. That is BS. That is victim blaming, victim shaming, blame shifting. Well, what did she do? No, absolutely not. Grown people make their own choices of what they will or will not do. So if he was doing this, I have to say it that way. I don't like that I have to do that, but allegedly in Minecraft, if these allegations are true, he chose to do these things. He decided to do these things, and they are highly abusive. Yeah, thank you. But I think they learned real quick that they messed up because the one neighbor thought that I was going to hit one of them, and there was a possibility. It got close because the guy he like started to go like this toward me, and I was just like, oh. I'm from Flint, Michigan. This happened in Flint, Michigan. We don't play in Flint, but in that neighborhood, it was. I don't want to say too much. It was back then a more wealthy neighborhood. So I think they might have decided to do this because they probably figured that that part of my family had a lot of money and they seemed to be money hungry. So I think that's why that happened. This right here, drama is a way of covering up women's legitimate trauma. Thank you. You said it perfect. When you engage in calling abuse drama, you are further traumatizing a possible victim. Do you want to be part of that? Because I don't. Absolutely not. I am only saying allegedly in this video because I have to. I've been advised to by all of my former colleagues to say allegedly and just be like, I have to see all the receipts before I know what really went down. I had to see the evidence. I don't like saying that because it's not just one person saying that he yells and screams at people and whatnot. So, and then also false striking videos on people's channels on YouTube is really looked down on. So when you start slamming shut because other content creators don't want to deal with you false striking their videos, that is also a form of coercion and intimidation. That is also an act of power control and dominance. That's also an abuse tactic because you're stressing that other content creator out. Fair use is a thing. Don't fall for the sweet wine that an abuser offers you. Don't fall for it, because that wine is poisoned. I like it, Picasso. Yeah, welcome by. We do talk about Scientology on occasion, but this channel is not solely dedicated to talking about Scientology, but it's so easy to I could easily make this an anti-Scientology channel because there's so much abuse that happens in Scientology and in relationships in Scientology, and to children and to elderly people, people with chronic illness and disabilities, people with mental health breaks, people who get out of Scientology. Like, there's so much abuse. It's wow. Exactly. This right here. Who else is gonna want you? Nobody else is gonna put up with you. Nobody else is gonna want you. You know, nobody else is gonna break down your self-confidence and your sense of self-worth. They will. Thank you. Just putting this out there. I am not a Trump supporter. Never will be. Not gonna happen. I don't actually have a political party. I don't, but anyone who is abusive, I am not interested in supporting ever. An anti-abuse channel will inevitably overlap with anti-Scientology support. Your most recent abuser had a rule of what happens out in the world stays there. How? What? I apologize. Can you clarify that for me? Whose ass do I have to beat? Verbally? Or physically? It's fine. Right on. We're not gonna go too much longer with this live stream. This, oh boy. Watching Lindsay's video was eye-opening. Because you can tell when somebody's faking it and when it's like real, for real. There's mental stuff going down from abuse. You can tell. And I'm sure there will be she is faking it for attention, because that's always part of it. That was not fake. Jenna wasn't faking it either. I mean, those of us who have been there can tell. We can see it. Basically, you couldn't come to her with the things that were happening at work or other times when I got accosted. Well, that's not. Ooh. Whoosha. That's not a real relationship. That's a situationship. If you care about someone, like for example, if Maki comes home and has a bad day at work, I'm gonna want to know, okay, what happened? Are you okay? Is there anything I can do to help you? Do you need hugs? What do you need? Also maybe, self-care, take a long hot bath with, all the things. And, do you want me to go Valkyrie? It's fine. I can do that. That's Luna, you deserve better than that. Everyone deserves better than that. If you're in a relationship with someone, they should care about what happens to you in your day, throughout your day. I'm sure if they had something bad happen, they would want you to be there for them, right? What the fuck, dude? Dude. 'Cause that just made me angry a little bit. Not gonna lie. That's so cold. Man, I keep getting these emails that are just spam, and I'm so tired of it. Okay, so we've been almost an hour and a half. I really hope that Jenna Miscavige and Lindsay are okay. I hope they both get out and stay out, because he will try to hoover you back up. Apparently, that is part of the pattern. Don't let him. You have power and control over yourself, and you can say absolutely no. Blog and delete. Blog and delete. You don't need that in your life. You deserve better than that. Especially, these are two women who have a lot of good things going on in their own lives, and goals and things that they are working toward. They deserve people who are ready to be supportive and be actual real partners. That's the thing. I think a lot of people who are abusive don't even know how to be a real partner, or how to love someone, or how to be supportive, caring, and nurturing. They just, that whole thing misses them. So yeah, this right here. So for anyone out there who is in this type of situation, I'm just gonna say this again. It's not your fault. You're not stupid. You didn't make this happen. You are worthy. And if you're in college for your bachelor's, master's, whatever, you're obviously smart, because they'll tell you you're stupid. You're not ugly. You're beautiful. You deserve to have a loving partner. That's why I much rather say wife or husband or whatever. I'd rather say partner, somebody who's in it with me. Like, we're working on a relationship together, on the same page. I'm trying to think of anything else. There's so many things that abusers will tell you to make you feel less than. So many things. Oh, yes, there is someone else out there who will treat you like the queen you are, or king. They're most 1000% sure. There are thousands of people out there who would jump through every possible hoop and move mountains to be your partner, and to be loving and kind and nurturing and wonderful to you. You don't need an asshole, because that asshole is just gonna shit on you. And you deserve better than that. You deserve better than that. You are worthy. And if that asshole tells you you're not worthy, just laugh. They hate it when you laugh at them. When you say anything toxic to you, laugh. And then click, and then block, and then delete. You deserve better than that. Exactly. Exactly. And using excuses like, well, we didn't have to talk. What are you, going steady or not? You didn't give them your PIN? What? That is so childish. That's like shit people we used to say, like, back when in teens. Like, what the fuck? I haven't seen that movie. I haven't seen that movie. Maybe I'll have to watch it. I don't know. Reminds me of how my ex would have rules like that, but around polyamory. But you realize it was so that they could keep me separate from the rest of their life and I couldn't ask questions. God. There's a book, Ethical SLUT. I don't know if I can say that word. The Ethical SLUT. And then we had to read so many books on the subject of open relationships and polyamory and all of that, because so many abusers will use that as a shield to be like, oh, I can sleep around. We have an open relationship, or we're poly. No, dude, you're not polyam. You're not polyam if it's a weapon that you use to hurt people. That's not polyamory. That's not an open thing either. That's abuse. Oh boy. That's really messed up, Selena. I'm so sorry. And I'm sure they didn't like it if you were seeing someone else, right? Or, well, sometimes you have them where they don't care if you see someone else or not. But apparently, a certain someone has an open relationship, but only for him, without having a conversation, I might add. But part of consent is communicating and having a conversation about what is and is not acceptable. You negotiate what everything is and is not, what everyone is and is not okay with. And then you have boundaries and limitations that you respect. That's what adults do. I had to tell her if I was going to be late who I was with, but she didn't reciprocate. Yep, that's an abuse tactic. I do not understand. Now, to compare and contrast, if Maki's going to be late getting home, because especially in the winter, roads up here in Michigan can be dangerous. So I'm just like, let me know if you're like, be careful on the roads. If you get into an accident, please let me know, because I will be sitting here freaking out at a heart attack, okay? But that's not trying to control and manipulate and like do that. I have to know where you are at all times. And I hate to say this, Luna, but a lot of the time when so-called partners do that, that's because they're cheating. They're cheating and they feel guilty, and they don't want you to cheat on them because they don't want to be hurt. But they're more than happy to hurt you. The worst thing is that my ex had that book and asked me to read it. Also, there's another good book. It's called Why Does He Do That by Lundy Bancroft. I love that book. I adore that book. It's really good. I'm so sorry that your ex used that book. I mean, it sounds like as a weapon. I love My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Haven't seen the sequel. My dad was like the dad in that movie, only instead of Windex, he was all about Simple Green. I've heard about the Windex. I haven't seen the first one either. Because back when those came out, I was working. I had no life, really, for the most part. So yeah, there are a lot of movies I haven't actually seen because I was working too much. Wow. Well, that's a pattern. That's a pattern. That right there proves that it's not you. It's definitely not you. It's her. I'm so sorry, Luna, because that hurts. It just hurts so much. Being cheated on hurts. And when you willfully cheat on someone knowing it's going to hurt them, guess what that is? That's abuse. Because you don't care about that person's feelings. And a lot of the time, cheating on someone like that will make, it can and will make the victim feel like they have to, well, what did I do wrong? What way can I make things better? A lot of victims of abuse will internalize it like it's their fault. It isn't that victim's fault. It's the abuser's fault. They chose to do the thing. So yeah. All right, y'all. I'm gonna jump off here. I have to pull some stuff together for the next live stream. I might live stream later on this evening. James had a comment that kind of stuck with me, so I think I'm gonna like kind of fine-tune talk about that a little bit, because it's important, and a lot of people don't know about Stonewall and Grey Rock and all of that. You know, silence is either used as a weapon or as a survival tactic. So yeah. So remember, you have the right to say no. Your no should be respected, and there should always be a communication about if you're going to have an open relationship or not, if you're going to have a polyamory relationship or not, if you're going to be monogamous or not, if you're okay with pregnancy or not. Like before you even have the smecky smecks time, there should be a conversation about what you're going to do if there's a pregnancy, because that's what adults should do. Have conversations. That's like being responsible. Wow. I thought everyone knew that and just did that. Like, apparently not. I don't know. What do I know? I've just been in a 10-year-long relationship with someone, and before there even was Smexy Smex, there was a conversation about, hey, if I get pregnant, I will only end a pregnancy if there is a complication. So, if you're not down with that, move on, okay? It's a noteworthy, stinky, cheesy rom-com. Well, that might be part of it too. I usually don't watch a lot of rom-coms. I like my zombie movies, man. I do. Like sci-fi fantasy. Dune. Oh my God. Did you see Dune Prophecy? Hold on. We have to talk about Dune Prophecy. Did you see Dune Prophecy? Anyone? Bueller? I liked it. That was good. Especially that last, oh my God, the last episode. So good. I loved it. I started off with the books and, you know. I already said the outro. I should be off of here. I was going to, but I can't access Max in the UK. Oh, that sucks. Wait. What? You're in the UK? Huh? I thought you were in Arizona. Nona, have you moved to the UK? Because if so, like, so many of my friends are in the UK, and I'm thinking maybe we should, like, pack everything up and just head out. I don't know. How is it over there? You know what? You can message me in Discord. Yeah, a lot of my friends are over, like, in Europe, UK. A lot of people have left. Well, also healthcare has to be a good thing. All right, y'all. I love you, all of you. If you have any questions, um, you don't have to ask in this video. If I'm doing another live stream, you can ask in chat. Anything TV related. I can sit here and talk for years, okay? Um, no problem with people asking questions. I do have problems with victim blaming and all of that. So, okay, I'm in UK too. The UK has a huge influx of people. Scotland. Listen, Scotland. Oh my God, there's so much history over there, though. Like, so much. um, yeah, every single day. That's why I started making videos in the first place. But yeah, absolutely. All right, y'all. Hopefully, I don't know if I will be able to stream this evening, but I will see. I will. Because Stonewall and Grey Rock are not understood. So let's get that out there, I think. All right. Have a good day. Bye.